Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and to all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Thumbs up for that. And it is indeed a brand new day, and it is raining out. When I went out on my morning walkies, it was not. But it had a mix of dark clouds and light clouds amidst the sun, and so I took my travel umbrella. And the first third of the walk was no rain. And then it was raining hard for the middle third, and then the last walk home, just the occasional light misting, primarily sun again. So thumbs up for that. But I have my window open because I get way too warm. But there's a main road out there. You may hear the vehicles driving by and the squishing of the rain. Thumbs up for that. I have had a day so far, which is good, and I want to thank everybody first for all the birthday wishes yesterday. Greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. I didn't actually expect those, but I guess I should have, because that's kind of a human thing. So thank you all so very much. It is greatly appreciated. Yay! Thumbs up for that. And I want to say this before I forget, because ADHD. But when I mentioned yesterday, I think it was, how much money had been donated through the GoFundMe for an upcoming computer, there has been more donations. Thank you all so very much. It is greatly appreciated. I was getting really close to making a decision, but there has been enough donated, bringing it close up to, well, when final dispersing comes out, close to $1,000, I think. Well, I'm holding off now until everything comes through, and I'm, just because of the way I am. And when I saw that there had been a donation, I had two feelings. One of intense gratitude, and one of, oh no. But that oh no part is the part of me that's has like a lot of rejection sensitivity, and is always afraid that things are just going to collapse and fall apart. Even if something is a done thing and nothing is going to happen, you know, like my health or something. Up until the very moment, I am just absolutely convinced everything's going to fall apart, and all the good things that should be happening are not going to. Like when I was moving here. The only way that I can keep my head working is to believe that way. And so it's not very fun to live that way, but you know, at least it works. But thank you, each and every person that has donated. Oh my goodness, thank you. I'm going to be getting, hopefully, as good a computer as possible. I think it was Kitsune, which is how I would pronounce the name, which hopefully is close to how the Japanese word is pronounced, mentioned, you know, you could search YouTube like you search Google to find a problem, and I had never thought about that. Somebody had mentioned like a cyber PC thing, and so I did some regular Googling and then YouTube Googling. The company that does that, like the cyber PC or some such, has had, even now there are people that are saying just stay well away from them. At the same time, a lot of the stuff looks okay. But we're getting up close to Lenovo, so I'm going to really look into the Lenovos. Plus, the mini PCs still look good. So I'm going to be really searching hard now and doing a lot of the best PC for X amount of dollars type searches on YouTube to see what I can find and get. So thank you, each and every one of you that has donated. It is appreciated to no end. And I still do have the links to the GoFundMe down in the video description, so if you wanted to check that out, that'd be very cool. And again, as I say, if it is going to hurt, if you are not taking care of your needs, if you just simply do not like donating, at any point, if any one of those things is a problem or true, then you just don't. I'm not trying to grift. I'm not trying to do anything but get a computer that'll last a couple good years and be able to play and record video and edit it. Gameplay. Oh my god, I cannot speak all of a sudden. I wanted to be able to play games and record gameplay footage. Wow, that was hard to say. I do not know why my brain was failing. I do have a fair number of wrinkles and folds in my brain. I do not have a smooth brain like a koala. Unfortunately, as you have moments where you can't think of things properly and you get older, you tend to think of that more along the, oh my god, am I losing my mind to dementia now? So it's always fun to have those absolutely normal moments. So thumbs up for that. Boy, which reminded me of something that I wish I could remember because I wanted to talk about it, but I can't because it's not in my head. Oh boy. Still, life is life. I have been thinking about all sorts of things when I go out on walkies, trying to keep my solo RPG setting stuff in my head, and working on the continent still of Karthkog, Lanlua, and Stendal. So all of the people there, that's a good thing with the Dwaylen, the Goya, all the Hulat, the Elvandri, the Sandako. These are all things that I'm still working on, as well as all of the other story ideas and setting things, like the cryptid setting that's still going quite strongly in my head, and the Razor's Edge and the Inside, all the various characters there. I still love to hate the kaiju that lives on the Apple Rock layer, which, when you come from out here on our world and travel to the Razor's Edge, you end up on the Apple Rock layer, which is maintained by the kaiju. And that's good and bad, which it's nice that everything is a little bit more stable because of that, but it's at the price, especially if you live in the city of Apple Rock. Every 4, 5, 6 years, the kaiju comes down from its resting place and rampages through the city, eating everyone. Not everybody. That actually only happens like once a century. And I try to keep it as a living sort of setting. I've got in the main story that I want to tell, towards the beginning of A Day in the Life and 1 year on the Razor's Edge, towards the beginning of that is when the kaiju rampages and eats 12,500 people. Every 100 or so years is when the kaiju eats everyone in town. 100 years from now, an old Ray character that is immortal but not invulnerable, will live until he dies, is killed, and looks to be 42 and a half and will until killed, but is about 700 years old when the kaiju rampages through the town and eats 12,500 people. He's about 800 years old the next time the kaiju is really setting something up, and by that time there are 225,000 people in Apple Rock, and the kaiju eats them all. About every 100 years, the kaiju completely depopulates Apple Rock, just because it can. It's something to do. It's like doing 5 minutes of a crossword puzzle between actual things that are important. The kaiju rampages, killing and eating. Sure, it's something really minor. Is it below the kaiju's dignity? Oh no, the kaiju hates humanity with a burning hatred. Without hatred, there would be nothing to keep the kaiju alive. So yeah, you will do petty cruelties like that. just to stay entertained, because it hates that much. So thumbs up on that. But I'm still working on all of those things. Another one of those, just to talk about this, I've mentioned before the character of Utak, Utak being an ambush predator of great power, but being an ambush predator has no designs to expand in any form of way, just enough to keep their home and keep eating, and then we'll be happy in that fashion. But upon achieving maturity from their immature form, discover that they have this desire and need for interaction with a peer. But even though the king in Crimson, in the Crimson Kingdom on the inside, is a being of great power, Utak is of enough power that they could easily roll over the entirety of the Crimson Kingdom, and the king just destroying everything. But being, of course, again, an ambush predator with absolutely zero desire to do anything like that, there is no threat. But the king in Crimson is the closest thing to a peer for interaction that they so crave in their maturity. There is another being, the Pale King, but the Pale King is a being that likes decorum and dignity and all that, and Utak is the kind of character that, oh, that would be the kind of temptation that is just unable to be resisted. Utak is very, very good at bringing you to the brink of absolute frustration and anger, but not so far you'll tip. It is a horrible thing under most circumstances to deal with Utak, because Utak, upon dealing with you, knows exactly what buttons to press to drive you to the very brink of, you're gonna stop and leave. But he doesn't push you over. Well, they don't push you over. So angry you can't think. Almost. Very awful to talk with this being. But they crave that interaction with the king, and so it eventually ends up they don't do that as much with the king. There is still some poking of the bear, because that is the nature of Utak, but because they have this, what turns into genuine friendship with the king, they can't stop poking the bear, but they will eventually step back. So thumbs up on that. But again, Utak is a terrible, terrible ambush predator. They devour human beings for sustenance, but only a certain kind. And they have webs that they send out through layers. And only a specific type of person gets caught up on these webs and eventually ends up at the front door of Utak's domain. Only if you step voluntarily into Utak's domain will you be grabbed. But only the kind of people who will step over into their domain are the kinds that get caught up in the webs. Sure, it's all voluntary. But with the kind of people that get caught on the webs, it's not voluntary at all. If you find yourself in front of Utak's door, you didn't have a choice. But if you do step through that door, oh, better you end yourself in any fashion before Utak gets their claws in you. Utak discovered through experimentation that the best way to devour a human being is to put them into a specific mental state and a specific physical state. They tried all kinds of mental and physical states, but the one that makes the most nutritious and delicious is, of course, a state of extreme terror. Just one tick away from absolute loss of identity, an extreme physical agony, only one tick away from you being unable to take it. And it takes a good week to die. And hey, if you could like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with people that you think would like watching a old guy talk incomprehensibly about inane subjects, that'd be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up on that. And if you're a Patreon patron, thumbs up and thank you. You're beautiful and awesome people. Thumbs up. Greatly, greatly appreciated. No end. When you look in the mirror, you're looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome. If you have left me a comment, thumbs up and thank you for that. I answer as many as my nerve compression will allow me to do so. I read as many as YouTube shows me, and I thumbs up and heart every one that YouTube allows. So thumbs up and thank you. So yes, indeed, I'm going to be bringing this one to a halt right now because I can't remember any of the things that I want to talk about. I'm going to kick myself afterward because I'll remember then. And if you have watched this far, boy, do I have anything that I can... If you could write Morton Salt into the comments to let me know, and the YouTube algorithm know, that people watch these videos at least this far, that would be very cool and appreciated, just for some blatant engagement for me. Ooh, sounds like it's raining pretty hard out there now. Thumbs up for that. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Words of wisdom, I have none. Words of foolishness, I have plenty, but I can't remember those either. You take care.